Let's bring on Bill O'Reilly and Glenn Beck. Nothing more fun than making fun of conservatives. Man, do they set themselves up here. All right, first of all, they're having a comical conversation about Bill Ayers. They still won't let it go, to the point that they think that anybody who isn't absolutely obsessed with Bill Ayers, even after the election, is nuts. How can they educate them? Glenn Beck keeps on about a constitutional issue. What the hell is he talking about? Wait, is Bill Ayers taking over the Supreme Court? Is that what's happening? These guys, as Glenn Beck says himself, he's on another planet. Okay, but wait till you hear how they set themselves up. Let's have some fun. Here's Bill O'Reilly and Glenn Beck.
Back to follow-up segment tonight, radical leftist William Ayers, an unrepentant terrorist who participated in bombings in the 1960s and then became a campaign issue because of his association with Barack Obama, has finally surfaced in the media. He appeared on Good Morning America. Here's my question. I made a big deal out of it. I know you talked about it on your radio program. Got a lot of calls. A lot of people were angry. But when I go out in the street and I say, you know, William Ayers, does that bother you? Just as many Americans say, no, I don't care. What is that mentality when they don't care about a guy like this? What does that tell you?
They're smart.
Cakes and circuses, too many dumb people. I mean, maybe we should thin out the herd a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't know what you're saying.
I can't get my arms around a country that can listen to that and say, oh, well, he's saying it's not violent. And he's on GMA promoting a book about non-violent acts and comparing what we're going through now with the Vietnam War. He is not only pushing a book that is promoting this non-violent act of blowing things up if you disagree with the government, and on top of it, the man is a university professor. He is a teacher. He is organizing people and telling what we should teach our kids. This is a total outrage, Bill. There's a disconnect in America. We are at the place where the Constitution hangs in the balance, and I think we're at a crossroads here. We're still about here where the roads are just starting to split, but pretty soon, this side and this side aren't going to understand each other at all because we're living in different universes. You know, somehow or another, 50% of America is saying, oh, well, that doesn't matter. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. He is teaching our children this. At the same time, Bill, let me ask you this. What do you think would be said if you on your radio show or you on your TV show or anybody on talk radio happened to say, you know what? If you disagree with the war, you disagree with, all of these, let's say you disagree with all these hippie protesters, whatever, and you just want to blow up their building, as long as you don't hurt any hippies, just blow up their building.
Right. You go to Woodstock and you blow up the tents. But there are a certain amount of people.
That's interesting that you mentioned that, Glenn, because I think I remember a certain point where Bill O'Reilly might have mentioned that.
You want to ban military recruiting, fine. But I'm not going to give you another nickel of federal money. You know, if I'm the President of the United States, I walk right in to Union Square, I set up my little presidential podium, and I say, listen, citizens of San Francisco, if you vote against military recruiting, you're not going to get another nickel in federal funds. Fine. You want to be your own country? Go right ahead. And if Al-Qaeda comes in here and blows you up, we're not going to do anything about it. We're going to say, look, every other place in America is off limits for you except San Francisco. You want to blow up the Coit Tower? Go ahead.
Oopsie doopsie. Well, that would be exactly the scenario Glenn Beck raised on the Bill O'Reilly show, wouldn't it? The O'Reilly factor, no spin zone. Whoops. Yeah. Look, besides that, I don't know what they're talking about, man. This guy did something decades ago for which he already went through the judicial system. What do they want him to do? Do we want to retry Bill Ayers? I mean, do we not care about the United States justice system? Or if they're happy with how the justice system played it out, what do they want to do? Just banish him into the woods? This man is a university professor, Glenn Beck said. Now, I know how repelled you are by professors. Obviously, you've never come into contact with any of them, right? Because you're not fond of the facts, Glenn. But what do you want us to do? Grab some pitchforks and drive Bill Ayers into the woods? Ah, be gone! Be gone! He says the Constitution hangs in the balance. What balance? What's going to happen if Bill Ayers is allowed to be a university professor or go on Good Morning America? What happens to the United States Constitution? And apparently we're stupid for not understanding. But one thing he's right about is we live in two different universes. Now I read a separate article about how some people in the South are thinking of seceding. I feel like I've seen that movie before. And you know who it didn't work out well for? The South. Let me get this threat right. Mississippi and Alabama and Oklahoma and some other places, Kentucky, are thinking of seceding from the Union. Ooh, don't do it to us. Now, I know a lot of good folks there and a lot of good folks who watch our show and listen to our show there. And obviously, I'm not referring to you all, and I love all of the states of the United States of America. But the idea that those states hold some sort of power over the rest of us and we better get in line and drive Bill Ayers out of the country or whatever the hell we're supposed to do with him because Glenn Beck is threatening us with, oh, we're splitting here. Look, I mean, if you want to split into loony land, have at it, Hoss. Okay? And then I could make sure to avoid that place. And the rest of us rational folks will work it out here. And then at times, as my father is, as always, right on Glenn Beck, you listen to him and you think, as my father says, Glenn Beck is the crazy. What was he saying out there? You know, these guys are stupid. Bill Ayers, thinning out the herd. You know what I mean? No, I don't know what you're saying. What do you mean thinning out the herd? What are you talking about? Look, here's my final question on this. What do they want us to do with Bill Ayers? Do they want us to press the panic button and redo the election because Obama wants new Bill Ayers? Do they want to put Ayers in jail? Do they want to get him fired from the university? What do they want to do with the guy? And what is going to happen to the Constitution if we don't do these drastic things and tar and feather Bill Ayers for something that happened 30, 40 years ago? There's no answer to that. All they're doing is fear-mongering. They want to do what Glenn Beck is warning about there. They want to split the country. And based on irrational fears, oh, Bill Ayers are a terrorist. Everybody's scared. Come here, come to my side, come to my side. And those people, oh, they're terrible, go to their side. But, dude, we just played a clip of Bill O'Reilly saying, yeah, blow up the coin tower. What difference does it make? It's not like it's in the real America anyway, right? You want to talk about unrepentant? These guys are unrepentant idiots.